Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Definitely one of those scorching days. Listen, I want to tell anybody who's listening, stay focused, stay on your purpose. I know this message is for somebody who's going through it, going around it, going above it. Stay positive, stay focused. Just thinking, it's crazy how like one day you're living a regular life in the States, all this type of stuff. And then the next day, you're here, planning all my destinations, all my places I need to go, all that type of stuff. Considering if I should do Brazil or Europe next month. I basically got to get changed for this because when you got cash around here, like not a lot of people hold the big currencies for change. Life is about to get so much greater than it already has been. All the things you went through in the past were nothing more than a lesson to prepare you for the future. So stop stressing in the present. Your time is here. Your time is coming. You gotta have a positive mindset. You gotta think like, okay, this is gonna be it. There's so many studies to prove like this is not just people talking. It is true. You having the right mindset, a positive mindset, a loving mindset, an open mindset is going to change the universe around you for more opportunities. At one point in my life being super stressed about small things, even texting, I was looking at some of my past text history from the years, telling somebody I feel trapped. Like you can't feel like that. You gotta feel free, you gotta feel open. How you feel is gonna determine so much of your life, right? And I understand that sometimes you need to actually physically see something. And this is why I encourage people to travel more. Because the more you actually travel, the more you see, the more people you meet, you can actually feel it more. It's one thing to say, okay, I want to believe this. But once you start doing it and going through the motions, your body's going to change your frequency. Like when I'm out here, currently I'm in Thailand, Bangkok, for those who don't know. When I'm out here, best believe I'm under a different frequency than back in the States. Like when I'm over here buying $2, $3 breakfast, $5 breakfast, but I'm listening to different music around different people with different frequencies and different time zones, my body waking up at a different time on a different side of the world, best believe that's going to have some type of effect. You to feel bad just because things aren't going the right way. So I want to give you some times in life where things didn't go the right way for me, or at least at the moment it didn't feel right, but it ended up being the right timing later on. Perfect example, a few years ago, I tried my hand at being a day trader, right? Day trader, you need at least 25K, obviously, so I worked hard, got this money, maybe borrowed some, etc. Got over the 25K mark, and I was able to day trade, and I had a little bit of success for a while, but later on, I ended up losing a significant amount of money because I got into like penny stocks and things of that nature and took some bad trades and got emotionally involved. And they say when you're trading, don't put your emotions aside, right? So that's an example of how things went wrong, right? Or how back in the States, I tried to do the whole gig economy, right? So do like Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash, all that type of stuff. Got into a couple car accidents, lost a couple cars, so all the money I had gained pretty much went to get another car or went towards accidents, things of that nature. Or like me not knowing about the IRS when I initially started, like a W-2 versus 1099 and then paying the IRS back and things of that nature. So there's been a lot of times where I'm like, oh man, times where I even almost cried for a little bit. But that doesn't mean it's the end, right? That was my lesson. I was able to see, okay, what did I have go wrong? Or what was I focused on? I remember at one point I just wanted 10K. And I was so obsessed with just getting my first 10K that I didn't see the bigger picture. So I lost a lot of time in the sense of I could have been focused on 50K, 100K, $250,000. Because I was so focused on that small amount, it seemed like so much and I put in so much energy towards it. But if I had told myself focus on trying to get like 2 million, then that 10K would have came like that, right? So you gotta think bigger. These are just personal examples from my particular life. The biggest things that's gonna distract us is the people around us. So you may got love for the people around you. You may have grew up with them. They may even be your own family members. But sometimes in life, your ascension may make people uncomfortable, right? You gotta get comfortable with discomfort to make it to that next level. But by you pushing yourself, it can make people see inadequacies within their self, so they feel like, oh, he's doing this, or I want to hold him down subconsciously. They may not even realize that they're doing it, but they're in such a sunken place, a dark place, that they want to stay comfortable. They want to stay small, shrunken. So when you start to grow and get bigger, they bring you with them, or they attempt to bring you with them. And this is why it's going to be painful, but there's going to be some people you're going to either have to completely disconnect from or keep a safe distance. It just is what it is. The great things is, more times than not, if that person really loves you, like a family member or a best friend or a wife or a husband, etc., usually from my experience, sometimes it doesn't always happen, but usually from my experience, over time, they're going to see the vision, or they're going to start to change their attitude towards your mindset once you truly get there. But initially, you may have to push them away. It may be 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 5, maybe 10 years. But eventually, I feel like most people who truly love you are going to see the vision. It just may not happen right away. And you may be waiting 10 years, 10 whole years just for them to see the vision. But I'm here to tell you that it is well worth it. And I definitely believe in you. And you believe in yourself. That's why you clicked this video. There's a reason why you saw this title, said, okay, this resonates with me. I need to hear what this random guy is saying, right? What makes him title the video like this? What makes him say these words so confidently? Why did I click this? It's because this message is for you. A lot of things we don't want to talk about is ourselves, right? Sometimes the biggest hurdle in life is ourselves. So you have to conquer yourself. You may be fighting certain demons, certain addictions, certain habits, right? They say it takes at least 21 days to break a habit. And you don't have to say it out loud, but just sit there and think for a second. Think of what demon you're fighting. Think of what habit you're trying to break. Maybe you drink too much alcohol. Maybe you do illegal substances. Maybe you watch too much TV. Maybe you play too many video games. Maybe you don't know how to put the snacks down, because over 55% of Americans are overweight. And you may look at it like, oh, this is normal. I've been overweight since I was a kid. The human body is meant to adjust, but just because you're adjusting to something doesn't mean it's a good sign. There's various studies to show that the foods you put in your body, that you consume, especially on a daily basis, affect your thinking ability. But let's put the brain aside for a second. Think about your body. Have you ever went 6 months eating clean? Be honest with yourself. Because a lot of people are gonna be like, yeah, I tried it. No. The overwhelming majority of Americans have never tried to eat clean for 6 months, right? Eating pizza is not eating clean. Going to Chipotle is not eating clean. You think eating Chipotle is clean. Some bad news for the burrito lovers. Chipotle. Have you ever went in the Chipotle line and just kind of looked, and go, okay, what they doing over there? And you see the oil? I dare you to go, next time you're in Chipotle, you shouldn't eat there, but just for observation purposes, or in the day of AI, you can Google it. Look at the name of the oil they use and Google the side effects, or go to ChatGPT and look at the side effects of the type of oil they use. So not only are they using this poisonous oil, allegedly, I gotta say, because you don't want them to try to sue me and bring my channel down, right? But not only do they have this questionable oil, but you gotta look at how they cook some of the stuff. If you don't know, a lot of it is cooked in plastic. Now, why would you warm something up in plastic? What's the benefits of that, if any? So think about all the plastics entering your body. Now, they say you can go to a sauna and remove over 90% of the microplastics in your body, but why would you even take those additional steps? Why would you add more plastics in your body? But anyway, I say that to say this. The foods you consume can either make you or break you. You may not feel it regularly because your body is slowly breaking down, and it's trying to adjust at the same time. But have you ever woke up in the middle of the night multiple times? Have you ever not gotten a good night's sleep? Have you ever not been able to perform for your partner? Have you ever had a lot of acne on your face? Have you ever had digestive issues? Have you ever had pain in your abdominal regions? Have you been diagnosed with something and the doctors don't know where it came from? Is your vision going away every year? Does your body present a certain odor? Do you go to the gym for only 5-10 minutes and you already start sweating? These are signs. It's not supposed to happen like that. If you're eating clean and exercising regularly, assuming you're in a gym with air conditioning, you're not going to sweat in the first 5-10 minutes. You're sweating because your body's trying to get rid of the toxins, i.e. added sugar, i.e. chemicals, i.e. pesticides. Google it. If you don't believe anything I'm saying, you can Google it. I'm telling you, you got to get right to get the right results. Go 6 months eating completely clean, I dare you. No added sugars. No artificial sweeteners, not Splenda, not none of that stuff. A lot of that stuff with corn syrup, there's over 50 names of sugars, and a lot of that stuff is actually worse than added sugar. You can do your research on that as well. So do no added sugars, no sweet drinks, no popsicles, no pizza. Take away the dairy completely. So no cheeseburgers, no pizza, no lasagna with cheese. You can have lasagna if it's done correctly, but take away cheese, because cheese is actually one of the biggest things for inflammation in the body, and a lot of diseases and sicknesses, including the common cold, are affected by the inflammation levels within your body. Drink mostly only water. Occasionally maybe you can have an orange juice or apple juice if it's the real thing, not the fake chemical orange juice or apple juice, actual orange juice and actual apple juice. But don't be drinking Kool-Aid, don't be drinking Coors Light, Bud Light. You drinking Coors Light, you're gonna have light problems, right? Don't be drinking, you see a Pepsi, it says no sugar. Oh, no sugar, let me drink this Pepsi. No, because those are actually worse than the regular Pepsi. The type of chemicals they put in there to try to alter the amount of no sugar. And you over here, oh, Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, I'm doing the right thing, even though I just ordered 17 Big Macs. No, you're doing the wrong thing. There's more chemicals in the Diet Coke than the regular Coke. But you shouldn't be drinking no Coke. And you shouldn't be snorting no Coke. But that's another story. Listen, you gotta eat clean, exercise on a regular basis, go to sleep at the same time every day, because you're training your body, okay, internal clock, circadian rhythm. Wake up at the same time every day. Your body's gonna wake up at the same time every day, go to sleep at the same time every day, go to the toilet about the same time every day. And that's another thing, fasting. If you're going to bed at 1 a.m., you probably shouldn't be drinking even water at 11 p.m. 2 hours before you go to sleep. You know you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night, because that liquid has to go somewhere. So a couple hours before you go to sleep, if not more, you should actually stop eating. Like me personally, I go to sleep maybe about 2 a.m. roughly every day, roughly 2 a.m. But I stop eating usually like between 6 to 8 p.m. Sometimes I'll do 9. Very rarely I'll do 10. If I'm really pushing it, maybe I didn't eat enough throughout the day, but that's really pushing it. And then, water levels, I'll probably stop somewhere between 7 to 9 p.m. Sometimes 10. If I'm really going through something, maybe I'm really thirsty, I push it a little bit longer, but I try not to do that. And I'm not saying that's the exact hours you need to follow, but I'm just saying in general, if you follow something along those lines, you'll see the health benefits, right? Do it for 6 months, see what happens. Let me know what happens. Good luck.